Ito na, lumabas din ang katotohanan kung anong kulay ng mga vloggers na sinasabing bayaran. O ito, panoorin po natin ang video na kung saan nabanggit ang ating cute na First Lady dyan. Paano naman si Auntie Claire pagdating dyan sa PCO? Naku, pero-pera na naman. May bayaran daw nagaganap dyan. Ito, panoorin natin ang video.
The budget for the fiscal year 2026 of the Presidential Communications Office and its attached agencies and corporations. These agencies are the primary tools of the government that act as a communication channels to the public to serve them accurate and consistent information about the government's policies, service, and programs. Through them, the public can have access and information to the most helpful activities and flagship programs available to the people. They ensure that all regions in the country and all the sectors and masses, especially those that don't have access to commercial media, can still receive vital government information which has relevance in their lives. Each attached agency under their department is foremost the President's arm in promoting transparency and accountability in his policies, as well as serve as his window to show his most important future plans for the country. For the next year, the PCO will also act as a power agency in externally projecting or showcasing the Philippines' image internationally, not just in promoting our tourism and national achievements, but most importantly, next year is the year when the country will bid to have a non-permanent seat at the United Nations Security Council. PCO will be a partner in image building and projecting our country in the best light in this important milestone and international aspiration. The budget of PCO and its attached agencies of 2,808,712,000 is a minuscule portion of the entire budget of the national government, as it constitutes only 0.04% of the total proposed budget for the fiscal year 2026. However small the percentage of their budget share, the PCO nonetheless faces an enormous task of keeping the 116 Filipinos accurately, properly, and constantly informed and updated of what the government is doing for them, how the government is dealing with numerous issues that are affecting their lives and their communities. It is said that a healthy democracy depends on an informed public. And the PCO, under the stewardship of Secretary Dave Gomez, will focus on what he calls the 3 Ps minus 1, which is the policies and programs of the President minus the politics. PCO will make sure that major policies and programs of the government are made known, understood, and appreciated by the Filipino people, so that the entire government can earn and keep their most important trust and confidence. Thank you, Madam Speaker, honorable colleagues. I am now ready to answer all the questions pertaining to the budget of the Presidential Communications Office and its attached agencies and corporations.
Majority Leader.
Madam Speaker, I move that we recognize the Honorable Paulo Henry Marcoleta from Sagip Party List to interpolate on the proposed budget of the Presidential Communications Office. I so move.
The Honorable Paulo Henry Marcoleta of Party List Sagip is hereby recognized for his interpolation.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Distinguished sponsor, magandang gabi po sa ating lahat. Ang una ko pong katanungan ay tungkol sa dagdag pondo sa PCO para sa ASEAN chairship sa darating na susunod na taon. 17.5 billion pesos is earmarked for the Philippine hosting of ASEAN in 2026. What is truly astounding is that within this, a combined 1.4 billion is being handed over to the PCO alone and its attached agencies for communications-related activities. To be more detailed, 553.7 million pesos will go to PCO proper and 807.9 million pesos for RTVM, and the rest are scattered among your other offices. Yung 1.4 billion po na ito na hinihingi ng PCO ay mas malaki pa sa entire annual budget ng karamihan ng mga departamento ng ating gobyerno. Paano po natin ito madedepensahan? Itong kung communications lamang for a year-long summit, bakit to makakapag buo ng halaga na bakit ito gugugol ika nga ng 1.4 billion pesos. Kung communications lamang ang trabaho ng PCO.
Madam Speaker, Your Honor, nakalagay po sa, nakalodge po sa Office of the President yung pangkabuoang budget for the ASEAN. So ang PCO po, dahil this is national pride in a way, we can't be put in a bad light. Andito po yung, sa ASEAN po, there will be a lot of projecting our country externally on why we deserve to be nominated and elected also sa UN Security Council. So hindi rin naman po tayo po pwedeng masyadong salat ang ating presentation. And also the advertising rates po ngayon, we can provide the advertising rates for TV, for the billboards, for the radios. Lahat naman po yan naka-detailed dahil mahabaan po yung ating, hindi lang po yung on the specific date but before, during, and after. Marami po yan mga paggagastusan po sa mga advertising and consulting services po.
Ngunit yung pong ASEAN ay nakalatag na rin sa budget ng Office of the President. Meron na ring budget counterpart ang DOT, ang DFA. So itong binabanggit kong 1.4 billion is for PCO alone. Hindi ko alam, hindi ko po maintindihan kung paano nyo po susunugin itong ganitong halaga. Kung communications lamang ang ambag ng PCO para ika nga maipromote itong ASEAN Summit na ito.
Marami rin po, Madam Speaker, Your Honor. Marami din po, hindi lang po purely advertising expenses. Naka-itemize naman po, may training expenses, may consultancy expenses, communication expenses po, representation expenses, and also we need to produce in-house marketing content materials to showcase in certain international roadshows po. And marami pong materials na kakailanganin po during all this time, Your Honor.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, Madam Sponsor. Nabanggit niyo po kanina, kailangan we should be able to project nicely before the international audience. Kaya lang po, we are being hounded by the biggest news that's been proliferating for the past few months. Ito nga pong issue ng corruption dito sa ating flood control projects, na kung saan pati yata yung mga creditors natin, pati yung mga nagpapautang sa atin ay umurong na. Parang isang bangko sa Korea ay huminto na sa atin. Hindi na yata tayo papautangin dahil sa rampant corruption. Itong imahe ng ating gobyerno na hindi maganda, kumbaga. Ano ang naging role ng PCO para pabanguhin ang imahe ng gobyerno natin insofar as we are operating under a backdrop of a flood control scam to the tune of 545 billion hanggang 1 trillion pesos.
Madam Speaker, Your Honor, siguro naman po mas lalong mahirap kapag dumating ang sa isang taon na wala man lang tayong konting presentasyon, at least in the cultural side. Kaya doon po ay talagang magko-concentrate po tayo sa ating mga national achievements in terms of culture and yung ating mga sa iba-ibang mga products po sa iba-ibang mga regions. Siyempre po, kailangan din natin ipresenta ang sariling bansa natin in the best light without highlighting what we are now experiencing po. So, mas lalong mahirap naman po kapag hindi rin naman tayo kahit papano maghahanda in terms of at least public relations. Dahil meron naman po tayo talagang ina-aspire na project, international milestone po na seat para sa United Nations Security Council.
Hindi po ba dapat ang mag-spearhead nitong ASEAN Summit na ito ay ang DFA? Yung sinasabi niyong pagpapaganda ng pagpapalawig ng PR, yung public relations, hindi po dapat silang magtalaga nitong role na ito. Dahil ASEAN po, yan po ay ginawa para to foster a stronger inter-regional presence and stronger ties in between ASEAN countries. So dapat this should fall under the purview of DFA. Or sinabi niyo po para makilala ang kultura natin, di ba dapat DOT po ito?
Madam Speaker, Your Honor, this is po in together po nag-work ang mga agencies po ng administration. Kasama po ang PCO. Of course, the DOT and the DFA will spearhead these. Pero kami po sa agency will be on the communication side. Mga content, digital content, media content po para po sa pag-highlight po ng image po ng buong bansa. Your Honor.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, Madam Sponsor. Noong 2023, 493 million ang budget ng PCO. And in 2024, it nearly doubled to 933 million. Only to be slashed to 695 million in 2025. And now, PCO is requesting a 954 million budget for 2026. Pero kung titignan nyo, sa 287 authorized positions ng PCO, 166 lang ang napunan. The rest are vacant. Pagkatapos, medyo heavy tayo sa pag-employ ng mga contract of service and job orders na kung saan meron higit kumulang 232 to 240 individuals ang ating hina-hire. So it only shows that it's reflective of poor administration. And the PCO simply pays out its personnel to reach its goals. Parang kumukuha lang ng mga contractuals.
Madam Speaker, Your Honor, medyo unfortunate lang po dahil nagkaroon po ng history talaga ang agency na medyo nagpalit po ng leadership. But right now, we are awaiting, meron pong request tayo sa DBM on plantilla positions, creation of plantilla positions. We are still awaiting if they will approve it. For yung doon sa for the operations that you are asking, Your Honor.
So, hihingi po tayo ng new positions pero 166 pa lang po ang field out of 287. Why the need to request for more positions?
Motion to suspend, Deputy Speaker. Motion to
Session suspended.
po yung mga contract of service po. That's why hindi pa ho na-fulfill. We are still awaiting. Tsaka hindi ho match yung mga positions po doon sa mga tao po dahil meron po yung akmang mga qualifications.
Okay. During the budget hearing for the PCO, sinabi ko baka yung GAO na yan, GAOs na yan pati yung contract of service personnel, ayan yung mga keyboard warriors ng PCO na madiin naman na itinanggi ng ating secretary. Pero ngayon ay nananatiling mahiwaga sa akin dahil sa aking paniniwala, itong mga job order na ito at mga contract of service ay ginagamit talaga na keyboard warriors para mag-react at mag-comment ng maganda sa mga social media platforms ng administrasyon.
Madam Speaker, Your Honor, kahit tingnan niyo po ang budget ng PCO, wala po kayo makikita per line na ganyan po na for keyboard warriors. Lahat po, we still contend that kung ano man po ang nakikitang mga likes, these are organic likers po sa mga social media. Wala rin pong ginagamit ng mga reactors. Alam niyo naman po ngayon, masyadong mainit po ang social media. Kung sa presidente po, sa PCO, marami pa rin naman pong masasabi akong loyalists or talagang nagmamahal po sa ating presidente at naniniwala po sa kanyang administrasyon. So, hindi po yun mga likers po o mga parang reactors po na ginagamit. Machi-check niyo po yan sa item, wala pong ganyan po sa sinasabi niyong mga reactors po, Your Honor.
Kayo po ba'y sigurado dyan, distinguished sponsor? Madam Speaker.
Madam Speaker, Your Honor, yes po, Your Honor.
Sapagkat meron po akong nakausap na nagtatrabaho dyan na bukod pa po sa kanyang 7,000 a month allowance, meron po siyang 500 pesos load allowance, and if their post reach a certain virality, meron pong platform specific bonuses na matatanggap yung mga creators natin at mga warriors. Let me read to you. Pag ang TikTok content po natin has reached 500,000 views, meron po siyang incentive na matatanggap na additional 5,000 pesos. Pag nakatanggap, pag umabot naman ng 1 million views ang TikTok content niya, meron na namang dagdag na 5,000 piso. Sa Facebook, for write-ups and art cards, pag umabot ng 500 shares yung art card mo, meron kang additional 5,000 pesos incentive. For video content, pag umabot ng 500,000 views with 500 shares, meron ka na namang tumataginting na 5,000 piso na pabuya o reward. Sa YouTube naman, maka 300,000 views ka lang, meron ka na namang additional 5,000 pesos na gantimpala. At bukod sa yung 500 peso na allowance sa internet or yung prepaid load nila or whatsoever.
Madam Speaker, Your Honor, sinabit na po namin as requested nung committee hearing. Yan din po ang request nyo, Your Honor, para makita kung ano po specifically ang trabaho ng lahat po ng mga nakapasok po sa Presidential Communications Office. At wala po talaga. We really confirm, wala pong mga ganyan. And masyado pong malaki po ang budget na kakailanganin kung idadagdag pa yan. Sa katunayan po, kulang pa nga po ang meron pong karagdagan pa hong budget sana, kaso hindi na po nag-request. So kung idadagdag pa ho yan, mathematically, kumbaga po, ay talagang hindi naman ho kakasyang budget kung meron pang mga ganyang mga incentives po ang mga empleyado po doon na sinasabi niyo po. Madali naman po kasi magsabi na nakapasok po ako sa ganitong ahensya, ganito ho ang trabaho ko, ganito ang sweldo ko. Pero sinabit na ho namin kasi as your request, Your Honor, yung lahat po ng kontrata and job descriptions of all the people na nakapasok po sa PCO po.
Yung pong 200, thank you Madam Speaker, distinguished sponsor, yung pong 242 na contract of service at JOs na yan, lahat po yan are housed inside the PCO building?
Madam Speaker, Your Honor, yes, Your Honor.
Gaano po kalaki yung building ng PCO?
Nakapunta na po ako doon, Your Honor. Hindi naman po mga 4-story, hindi naman po mga 5-story, but actually, kaya po nila. They are comfortably there. Hindi po siya gaanong kalawak, pero hindi naman po siya ganon kalaki. It can house
It can
the
house 242.
Yes, Your Honor.
Sa tingin ko naman po, hindi magkakaproblema ang PCO in terms of budgeting. Dahil ako rin po ay nakatanggap ng impormasyon na buwan-buwan kayo rin po ay nakakatanggap ng mga assistance from different offices. Totoo po ba na meron kayong natatanggap na 5 million buwan-buwan from PCSO?
Madam Speaker, Your Honor, wala po. Wala po ang natatanggap ang agency na 5 million from PCSO po, Your Honor.
5 million buwan-buwan po ito
Wala po, Your Honor.
At bukod pa po dyan, meron pa po kayong natatanggap na 10 million pesos kada buwan from the Office of the First Lady.
Madam Speaker, Your Honor, PCO denies that they receive such amount from the Office of the First Lady, Your Honor.
At bukod pa po dyan, di pa po tayo natatapos. Meron pa pong 10 million every month na binibigay sa PCO from the Office of the Executive Secretary.
Madam Speaker, Your Honor, again, the PCO denies receiving such amount from the Office of the Executive Secretary.
Meron din pong nakapagsabi sa akin na meron kayong napakalaking vault sa PCO na lalagyan ng pera. Kung ako po ba'y magpapadala ng tao ngayon dun para mag-inspect for the existence of a big vault na naglalaman at sisidlan ng pera, pwede nyo po bang i-confirm or i-deny ang existence ng vault na yon na lalagyan ng pera?
Madam Speaker, Your Honor, there is a small vault for the cash section for the immediate needs, but it's not an extraordinarily big, like a bank vault type of vault, Your Honor.
Kasi po doon daw sa Bolt na yun, doon tinatanggap yung mga bonuses ng mga keyboard warriors, ng mga vloggers natin na who have reached a certain virality. Doon sila sumasahod.
Madam Speaker, Your Honor, the vault is for the finance section, and it's again, it's not an extraordinarily big vault. It's probably in the hip area ko lang po, yung ganun, the usual ones that you can buy in the Ace Hardware or in
Sigurado,
such.
baka po Madam Sponsor, yung nakita nyo lang ay nasa first to third floor. Pag umakit kayo ng fourth floor, mas malaki yata yung Bolt doon.
Madam Speaker, Your Honor, they deny the existence of such big vault. Yung ano lang po talaga, Your Honor, yung para sa immediate needs, cash vault lang po na for the finance section.
Opo. Thank you, Madam Speaker, Madam Sponsor.
Ay alam na this. Buti na lang mayroon tayong magaling na congressman na si Marcoleta. May magaling na senador, Marcoleta. O ayon dito kay Anding Ko, like father and son that deserves trust and respect, matapang lumaban sa mga tiwaling tao sa gobyerno, gogo tayo, Congressman Marcoleta. Ganyan dapat magtanong. Kagaya sa mga tanong ni Congressman Marcoleta na kung saan yung tinatanong niya, ay yung pinagtatanungan niya, ay mukhang natataranta na. Mukhang kabado, kaya ang tingin ng iba, baka nagsisinungaling na. Sabi ni Ako'y Pinoy, buti na lang may mga Marcoleta sa Kongreso at Senado. Boses ng bayan, tapat at totoo, mabuhay kayo Kong and Senador Marcoleta. Tingnan nyo naman, biglang lumutang bigla ngayon yung Marcoleta, di ba? Akala ko kasi dati, yung pagpasok ni Raffy Tulfo sa Senado, Tulfo agad yung pag-usapan at maraming bumilib dyan. Pero ngayon, bakit parang nag-iba yung timpla ng mga Tulfo? Sabi ni Gina Rose, kinabahan si Madam, huling nagsisinungaling. Ayon po yan sa nakikita po nating reaksyon habang nagtatanong si Congressman Marcoleta. Sabi ni Dicky Siralba, kaya pala ganon nilang tumahol si Auntie Claire. Oh, Auntie Claire, tahol pa. Ewan ko lang kung totoo itong mga bayaran-bayaran ha. Pero alam nyo na kung sino yung mga vloggers na di umano'y bayaran. Kasi may mga vloggers na binabayaran, no? Sana all talaga. Kaya pala hirap na silang ipagtanggol pero go pa rin. 15:30 daw yan, di ba? Dito na lang, thank you.